Alright folks, welcome back to another video right here on Jason's Wrestling Channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about Brian Pillman. Now Brian Pillman was under contract to World Championship Wrestling. And he was in a tag team with Steve Austin, and they were called the Hollywood Blondes. And they won tag team titles, and they were a great tag team. Then one day they went off on their own, and they became single competitors. Brian Pillman would become Flying Brian because he did a lot of high flying moves off the top rope. And he could do high flying moves too if you go back and watch his old matches. Watch him on Peacock. And then eventually he became a heel. He became this bad guy character. He became the loose cannon Brian Pillman that he would wrestle as until the end of his career. Now he became the loose cannon, and he became part of the Four Horsemen with Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Chris Benoit. And he thought he was in charge of the Horsemen. Arn Anderson kept telling him, no, you're not in charge of the Horsemen. You're just a member of it. And he's like, stay in line with us. Because Pillman really didn't know what he was doing. And so then he would leave WCW and go join ECW, where he wrestled as the loose cannon there too. Now he came in and he had sunglasses on and he had a cane. And he was acting like this badass. And he's yelling in the microphone and everything, saying how he's going to dominate ECW. People don't want to mess with Brian effing Pillman and this and that, you know. So then, he was in a car accident in 1993. And they said he would never wrestle again. He went back, he overcame it, and he went back and he signed with the World Wrestling Federation, the WWF. And he said in his press conference that he was very thankful that they signed him and he was happy to be there. But then he started acting crazy in the press conference. And he started going nuts. And the people that in the WWF at the time that were signing him were like, maybe we shouldn't have signed him. This guy is crazy. We don't know what he's capable of. They actually wanted to get rid of him on the first day because of that promo that he cut. But then they realized it was just a promo, and they ended up keeping him. And then he went on with his loose cannon persona. And then he showed up at the King of the Ring one year, and he cut a promo there too that was pretty good. He's like, you crown the King of the Ring, the evolution of the next generation is sitting on his throne. I'm going to raid, village and plunder this entire federation. And then he started laughing. So his first feud in the WWF was against Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now Brian Pillman's sitting at home, and Steve Austin comes to his house. And he broke into into Brian Pillman's home. Brian Pillman's sitting there with a gun. The gun was loaded, supposedly. So Steve Austin comes in through his back door. Brian Pillman's acting all crazy. He's like, let him in, let him in. Steve Austin comes through the back door. All of a sudden you hear a gunshot and the screen goes blank. Nobody knew what happened. So then eventually Steve Austin and Brian Pillman had a match. And Austin ended up beating Pillman in the match. And he would wrestle at Canadian Stampede with Bret the Hitman Hart. He would become a member of the Hart Foundation because he was friends with the Hart Foundation. And then it was Team Canada versus Team USA. And of course, Team Canada won. Because it was in Calgary, that's why. And then he found himself in a feud with Goldust. Now that started at SummerSlam. And it went all the way to Hell in a Cell. I have to think about it for a second. Now they were supposed to wrestle at Hell in a Cell, and Brian Pillman never showed up to the arena. And they didn't know where he was. Jim Ross called the hotel and said, "Yeah, I'm with the World Wrestling Federation. There's a wrestler here that's not here by the name of Brian Pillman." He never showed up. The hotel manager comes back on the phone and says, "The coroner's office is here. Mr. Pillman is dead." So then Jim Ross goes, "Okay, that's all I need to hear." So then they go back to tell Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon called Pillman's wife to let his wife know. And then they made the announcement that Brian Pillman had passed away before the match, even before the pay-per-view came on. So they had to scramble a little bit to find another match just to take that match, just place, which was King Keith, some midgets wrestled. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.